very much. So I'll go ahead and start the recording. So anyone who missed the class could go back and, take a look at it. So like I was saying, the program is sponsored by Cybersecurity ABC YouTube series and Talent Apps, and also H1 Teacher and Tech. H1 Teacher and Tech is a non-profit um, organization in USA. Actually, what they do is they train underserved communities in cybersecurity and give them employable on-the-job training so that they could, get their foot on the door of the jobs. And of course, like we also anticipate the cyber security jobs will soon, or currently, it is on the high. So very soon, third world nations and underdeveloping countries will start needing services of cybersecurity technicians, people who work in the field, etc. And my name is Mr. Brian, and I'll be your lead instructor in this program today. So, who is this course for? This course is for rookies. This program is for beginners or working professionals who are in diverse fields. For example, you're already a product manager or engineer in your field. And at a time as this, you will believe that I think I need to have knowledge about cybersecurity, if not top knowledge, but hands-on knowledge, at least basic ones. So this course or this bootcamp is for this particular class of individuals. Now, the duration of the program is 5 weeks. Actually, what is in the platform where you registered is 4 weeks, but the fifth week is additional bonus for capstone projects and examination. I'm going to let you guys know how the exams will go on and how you're going to be able to sit for your own exams. Uh, it's an interesting, it's very, very, very interesting journey. So we'll have 5 live classes. Every Saturday we have a live class where you come and you let us know what you've done within the week, because every week as the class is ending today, you will have a lot of work to do within the week that will keep you occupied till Saturday next week. So by Saturday, you will let us know how far you've done your assignments and your works and your projects, if there are projects within that week. And any questions you have within the week, it's expected that as you're learning, you make Google your friend, you make research your friend, because you will be needing to go through research and validate some of the instructions. And in our program, no one is an island of knowledge. You can also bring what you know, what you found out there, to tell us. In cybersecurity, we call it on. You can know, then you can still not know. You can still know what is not known, but once you found what is not known, it becomes known. So it is expected to be mutual. So, what are your learning goals? The learning goals attached to this boot camp is you have the foundation knowledge of cybersecurity. You will gain essential knowledge of the cybersecurity concepts, including threats, vulnerabilities, and defense mechanisms on a basic level. You will also be introduced to Security Operations Center. You understand the role of, we call it SOC, the Security Operations Center, we call it SOC. So you understand the role of a SOC, how it operates, and its importance in safeguarding organizations. So just a reminder, if the meeting times out, is time for break, you go get a cup of coffee. Then on the WhatsApp group, the second link will be shared and we'll continue. We expect that the meeting shouldn't be more than 2 hours. If we close before 2 hours or 1 hour plus, that will be better. So at any time you have any important message or you want to draw my attention, you could just send it over on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp is up here. I'm looking at it. So if I see any message there, I could it will draw my attention. So, like I was saying, understand the role of a SOC and how it operates and its importance in safeguarding organizations. Then we'll move on a step higher into hands-on penetration testing. This will be during the last part of the weeks. It's part of the capstone project where you'll learn how to conduct basic penetration tests on OWASP Juice Shop. OWASP Juice Shop is a potentially vulnerable application, meaning it was built with vulnerabilities. And you will understand most of these terms as we go on. And it was built to use for testing ground, to test your skills, test your knowledge, and see how far you're going in your skill set. And you're going to be using Bob suites and some other tools to identify and exploit vulnerabilities. So then we're going to be exploring hands-on cybersecurity platforms. This is like a giveaway that stays with you for a lifetime. So you're going to get introduced to interactive learning platforms where you can practice every day. Okay. And when that time comes, I'll let you know how to handle it, how to go about it so that you wouldn't spend much. But also, as you've joined cybersecurity, if your goal is to have a career in cybersecurity and live big out of it, then you should make room for investing in the program. Yeah, all thanks to Talent App who made this opportunity available for us. We have people taking this training that are paying $3,000. Some are paying 500, some are paying 600, some are paying different denominations depending on where the community where they are and how they came in contact with the program. So it's expected that you make some your own little contributions also towards your future. So when that time comes, I will let us know the steps forward, how best you can go about it. So these are your learning goals, and you can as well add some for yourself. Okay. When you're going through programs like these, you decide on what do I want to get out of this program. So you win. It will be a win-win. You get the bootcamps learning goals and also your own goals. See, that makes up for a good um, activity. So what are you going to be going out with as your proceeds in this program? You'll be opportuned to get. See, the first one is a heavy one. I didn't want to use you will get. Number first one, you'll be opportuned to get. Okay, that should be on the second one. Yes, the first one you're gonna get a certification of completion. That one is normal on the boot camp. You earn a certification recognizing your successful completion of the boot camp. Then there's the second one, which is the ISC2 certified in cybersecurity. You're going to be opportuned to sit for this exam. This is very, very important. Pay attention. You'll be opportune to sit for this exam. One sitting, which is free of charge. If you do not pass the exam, if you want to receipt, the company will demand that you pay because they've done their own part by giving you the first sitting free. And we believe that with the knowledge you will get throughout the training, you'll be equipped to sit for the exam and pass. And so it says you are going to achieve your ISC2 certification in cybersecurity upon passing the exam. But not too worries anyway. We figured out that those that even went through the exam and couldn't get the passing mark, even haven't done everything they should, they tend to have enough skill to move up to the next level. But if it is for getting the certificate, it is advisable that you get a certificate. Some get it on their second sitting, some get it on their first sitting. So the next is you're going to have access to a follow-up support group. You're already on the WhatsApp where you get my attention at any time of the day. If I'm not replying your message, it means I'm either sleeping or eating. So apart from those two, I could always take your request. And last but not the least, you're going to have access to some of our training resources, some of our videos and materials, both on YouTube and elsewhere. So welcome again to Cybersecurity Bootcamp Week 1. My name is Mr. Brian, and I am grateful to have you guys all here. So I'm going to pause a bit to take feedback from us. If there is anyone who has anything to ask questions, or if you understood everything and you're good for us to go into the next level, we'll say so. So the floor is open.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the breakdown of how this class is going to be. My question is based on the certificate. I
Okay.
just want to know, is the exam, is it the basics of cybersecurity or like the advanced or semi-advanced level of cybersecurity? That's just my question.
Okay. So the certificate is certified in cybersecurity is the basic. And before you sit for that exam, you will go through the training that will equip you for that exam in this our bootcamp. Okay. So it is purely for the basic. And that's like the most basic certificates you should have in cybersecurity. So, and you will take the exam is CBT based. You're going to take it in your location, wherever you are. If you're in Abuja, you take it in the CBT based slot or center around you. If you're in Kaduna, anywhere you are, you're going to, I will assist you to make the registrations and you go sit for the exam, having prepared yourself for the exam. Hope that answers your question, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. So, Ayo, do you have any question?
No, no, no. I'm good for now.
Okay, okay, let's move ahead then. Thank you. Okay, so starting in, we're going to go through the introduction to cybersecurity. We're going to flip through them, and the remaining week from today till next week, Saturday, you're going to do a lot of in-house studying and bouncing back ideas to the group and back and forth. That's the best way we figured out to learn is to you do your own parts, you bring it out to the platform. If you have any challenge, anyone who's there, especially me or any of the trainees, will help you out. So we're going to go through introduction to cybersecurity, then we'll move over to introduction to SOC and the jobs and the fields. And the SOC has a video and also has a classwork where you'll be directed to go take the uh, main course. So, introduction to cybersecurity. Um, this topic introduces the core principles and foundations of cybersecurity, and it equips you and ensures that the participants are up to date on what the trends of cybersecurity is reading currently. Participants will learn about the fundamental goals of cybersecurity. You're going to learn about confidentiality, the core concepts, the integrity, and the availability. What we mean by CIA, the thread, CIA thread of cybersecurity. So you also explore the basic terminologies used in the field, including threats, vulnerabilities, risk, and attack vectors. So we go over to the basic. What exactly is cybersecurity? When you say cybersecurity, what is it? Cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting something, protecting a system, protecting anything. Okay. In this field, you protect systems, you protect networks, and programs from digital attacks. Not only digital attacks also, but attacks from any form. Human beings can also do the attacks. These attacks are usually aimed at accessing, changing, or destroying sensitive information. First, they try to access. Second, they try to alter or change. Then third, they destroy sensitive information, extorting money from users or interrupting normal business processes. In today's interconnected world, cybersecurity is critical to ensuring the safety and security of daily and digital lives. See, with the rise of technology, there is no going back or no finishing to what cybersecurity could do. People who are in software development, we see technology rise up to come and take their jobs and reduce their job intake. Those technology that is taking over people's job needs to be secured by human beings and also technology. But human beings sits on top of that because most of the choices and securities has to be done. There is this bias system where a human being's eyes, a human being decision has to be made. So if you automate error, you'll get error. But the best things are to have a human being to sit over there and make relevant changes and relevant observations. And that's why you see that security has not, instead of reducing, security is increasing. Why? Because technology is increasing. And why is technology increasing? To make work better. As the works are going and to become better, it will keep on increasing. Errors will be there. System flops will be there. All these things will be there. So the job security and the job awareness for cybersecurity personnel is one that will not go to off the markets recently. So why does cybersecurity matter? Protection of data, number one. Cybersecurity ensures that systems and sensitive information remains confidential and is not accessed by unauthorized individuals. The second reason why cybersecurity is important is business continuity. Companies rely on cybersecurity to keep their operations running smoothly, preventing costly downtimes or costly breakdown due to cyber attacks. Then, last but not the least, national security, protecting critical infrastructure and national interest from cyber threats is a matter of national security. And you'll be shocked to know how much is being pushed into cybersecurity just to protect. Now, when we talk about cybersecurity on a granular base, how do we explain it in a core way where anyone who is or who hasn't heard about cybersecurity will understand it? We could say that cybersecurity involves protecting computers, networks, and data from bad actors who want to steal or harm from the system. Now, imagine your house as a computer. Cybersecurity is like having a lock on your door, having security cameras, an alarm system. If someone steals your bank account details, they will take away with all your money and everything. So that is the importance of having security in check in your house or in your bank details or your cybersecurity oriented businesses. For as low as the person that does POS, knowledge of cybersecurity is very, very important. You will see oftentimes you find out that they get tricked and they get hacked. Sometimes they get deceived into doing things that they aren't meant to do. So we'll talk about the core concepts in cybersecurity. There are core concepts in cybersecurity, and we call them the CIA thread. The first one is confidentiality. This information must be confidential. It has to stay confidential when going through from one level to another. There must be integrity in it, and it must be available. These are the three major backbones of cybersecurity. It must be confidential, it must have integrity, and it must be available. Talking about confidentiality, integrity, and availability, let's open up the floor. What do you think, or how can you relate these three concepts to basic life activities? Where do you think confidentiality, integrity, or availability plays a role in business or in the, you know, in yeah, business generally?
Um, like for example now, data in a business, for example, their data
Yes,
must be confidential, and it must have integrity, and it must always be available for maybe end users or
exactly, exactly. Augustus, Kellen, what do you think too?
Okay, privileged individuals could access the data. For example, a business now, every business has its terms of policy. So in the terms of policy, is either they say they are not going to give the data to this or to that. They're not going to share them to third party. So they should keep that integrity. And availability is a user can always access the data no matter what. So that's what I
Yes,
think.
yes. So let me use this scenario to draw it down. Consider a hospital's patient database. Confidentiality ensures that only doctors and authorized personnel can access patient record. Integrity ensures that the data entered by one doctor isn't altered by another doctor accidentally or maliciously. Then availability ensures that the database is accessible even during peak times of emergency. You understand that, right? Okay. So moving on, we're going to have and availability. So I said, consider a hospital's patient database. Confidentiality ensures that only doctors and authorized personnel can access patient data. Integrity ensures that the data entered by one doctor isn't altered by another doctor, whether it's accidental or maliciously. Maliciously means whether it is with bad intention. Now, availability means or ensures that the database is accessible even when there is an emergency. Even when there is an emergency, it should be very, very much accessible. So these are most of the, like I said, this is the core backbone of cybersecurity, CIA. It's called the CIA thread. What you are trying to secure should be confidential, and you have to make it to remain confidential. Making it to remain confidential is to give it layers of security. Okay. The nurses that don't have anything to do with the patient's data might not be able to or should not be able to edit the patient's data, but can view. The gateman should not be able to view patient's data, but should be able to open the gate for the patient to come in. You understand how these things are played? So there are levels of security or levels of access given to different sectors or different people that are working in different places. Okay. So availability ensures that the database is accessible to everyone during peak times of emergency. So that is, I gave that analysis with hospital to board down the CIA threat. So going into threats and vulnerabilities, what do you think a threat or vulnerability is? A threat is easy. Let's see. What do you think a vulnerability is or a threat? Both of them. Can anyone attempt?
Okay, I think vulnerabilities are like maybe the, let me say, loophole in the
Mm-hmm.
system
That's
also.
I like that. I like that English. A loophole. Yes.
Yeah.
So if your house has, when I was in school, we used lockers for our secondary school. So if your padlock is faulty and someone else's key can, when you put the key and shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, it opens the padlock. It's a loophole, it's a vulnerability. Have you ever experienced that before? Has anyone experienced that before?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So then when I was in secondary school, if we forgot our keys to our locker, you now start testing everybody's key. Say, please come, give me your key, let me test my own. So you keep on testing and testing. And luckily, you might be lucky enough to find that as you're twisting and twisting, someone's key will open your locker. And that is very, very, very bad in the digital world, in the real life, because it leads to exposure where you could lose your properties and your valuables. So in this topic, we're going to look at common threats. And I think the three major common threats in cybersecurity is malware, phishing, and social engineering. Now, malware is a software designed to harm or exploit any device. Okay? It was designed specifically to do that purpose. A malware is specifically designed to harm or exploit a device. Then the second one is phishing. The phishing is with the spelling P, letter Phish. The pronunciation goes like normal fish that you eat, fishing, but the spelling goes Phishing, phishing. And it is basically tricking people into giving away personal information. And this happens very often. For example, someone sends you a link to Facebook and you think it's a good link. You click the link pulls out your security codes and your passwords that is in your phone or your laptop and gives it to the person. So those are phishing links, and they are threats and vulnerabilities. And the last one is social engineering. Social engineering happens with human beings. The difference between these and other ones is software or computer or technology is involved, but this one is your fellow human being. Okay. So social engineering is it involves manipulating people into performing actions or divulging confidential information. For example, when you receive a call, someone calls you, I'm from bank. We are trying to do ATM maintenance. Just send us that code that is in you understand that kind of thing, right? So that's social engineering. The person can come with sweet voice, can come with nice excuse, can come with urgency, especially it's always urgent. One of the videos I have on YouTube, I was advising people, if you if you get a call and you don't know who the person is, even if the person said, I'm calling you from heaven, do this now. Tell the person, I will, but give me some time. Drop the call and evaluate what the person is telling you. Okay, do not answer a call or take actions in a rush because it is part of the scheme. It is part of the plan. The plan is they will make you feel like as though it's a rush, it's a rush. Something wants to spoil. No, 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 no. If you don't act, no, no, no. Allow it to spoil. They are scammers. Okay, that one is social engineering. So the first one is malware, which is the software designed purposely to harm or exploit any device. Then the second one is phishing. And we said that phishing is tricking people into giving away personal information. Also, the phishing can still come in form of malwares too. Then we now talked about social engineering, which involves your fellow human being manipulating you into performing actions or divulging confidential information. Example, receiving an email that looks like it's from your bank, asking you to confirm your account details or asking you to input your security PIN number. Now, vulnerabilities. All these we talked about now, they are threats. Now, when we say vulnerability in simplified concept, vulnerability stands for weak points in your computer or network that hackers can exploit. There are weak points. Someone said loopholes. Yes, there are weak points that hackers or potentially threat actors can, take advantage and perform their act. For example, using weak password for your account, for your bank. What's your password? You say, my password is your date of birth. People will always find out your date of birth and they will hack into your account and do whatever they want to do. So when you have a weak password, you have a vulnerable password. So give me examples of, who can give me example of vulnerabilities? We talked about weak password. Which other type of vulnerability do you think exists or you've heard of? Any attempts? Hello, guys. Are you still there?
No idea, sir.
Yes, I'm not really sure as well.
Okay. So the first one we said is loopholes. That's what's it called? Weak password is a vulnerability. So assignment number one for the week, find out at least 10 vulnerabilities a system or an application can have. So write it down. Find out 10 vulnerabilities a system or an application can have. You gotten that right? Find out 10
Yes, sir.
vulnerabilities a system or application can have. Okay, so we'll move on to basic security measures. Basic security measures, we look at strong password and authentication. Okay? When you employ strong password and authentication into your security measure, it tends to make it stronger. Like something I tell people, in the world of security, nothing is entirely 100% secure, meaning it only takes time. It can only take time. What you should do or what you can do as a cybersecurity professional is to, one, harden the surface. Then two, make it much, much more difficult for this person to go in. You see, there is no house in the world that cannot be robbed or penetrated in. But the problem is when the thieves weigh the amount of security that is on guard first, how strong the burglar and everything is, they will say, it's going to be a waste of time. It will take them long time. It's just like the banks. The banks have all the security and everything. So for a bank to be robbed, the robbers will find a vulnerability, which is a loophole. You see, when they find that vulnerability, which is a loophole, the loophole can be anything. It can be a security guard. It can be the camera. It can be anything. So once they find that loophole, they capitalize on it and get access. So the basic security measures we have the strong passwords and authentication. Also, you have to use, it is advisable to make sure that your password is a combination of letters, characters, uppercase, small case, numbers. Yeah. Make it harder for someone who is guessing. Because when you say someone hacked my password, someone found my password, what the person actually did is to guess until he gets the right one. If your password is ABCDEFG31, a hacker will start guessing. He will put A, they'll say error. He'll put AB, error. He put ABC, error. When he finish ABCDE, you'll now start putting 1, error, 2, error, ABCDE, 3, error, until he will guess the right one. So when you include or when you make your passwords to be strong, it will take him a long time to guess those passwords. And believe you me, as technology is increasing, so the bad guys are also using it to fasten this process. So they have technologies that fasten the process of guessing password. See? That is why you need to be on top of your game in whatever you're doing. Instead of using passwords, 1, 2, 3, all numbers or all, what's it called? Alphabets. You use a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols. Okay. And also include firewalls and antiviruses in your systems or in your network. Like I said, all these things has one job: to harden the surface and to make it a bit harder for the person that is coming to steal from you to steal. A firewall is like a security guard for your computer, while antivirus softwares helps keeps viruses away. For example, antivirus scans your files to ensure they are safe, while a firewall monitors incoming and outgoing network traffics. We'll also look into two-factor authentication. Even if someone gets your password, they can't access your account with a second code. So normally, before two-factor authentication comes, it was just the password. Once the person gets the password, okay, you're good to go. The person enters. But with two-factor authentication, there is an extra layer of security. For example, I was in a group when we were talking about, I was trying to advise some people on how to stay safe. So fortunately, someone there was a hacker. So you know what the person did? The person came into my DM and actually tried to hack my WhatsApp. In fact, he did. While I was talking on the group, my WhatsApp logged out and a code was sent to me. I said, haha, this one a child's play. I didn't send the code to anybody. Okay, the code first came in. That's like the code first came into the phone. Then a few minutes later, I was logged out. Normally, when WhatsApp sends you code and somebody calls you, please, there's a Zoom meeting now. That code that we sent to you, we use it and register you for Zoom meeting. All those kind of deep British. So I already know some of these plans. So when the code came, I didn't do anything. I was wondering, oh, this guy wants to hack my phone or hack my WhatsApp. I said, okay, let's see how far he can get. Within 10 minutes, my WhatsApp account logged out. Remember, I didn't give him the code. You will need someone's code for you to be able to log in, log the person up and log yourself in into the person's account. So my account was logged off. Now, if I didn't have second factor, two-factor authentication, it would have been gone from there. But I have two-factor authentication. I have another factor authentication on my WhatsApp. So if you bypass the first password, bypass second factor authentication, there is another one that I am the only one that can provide those digits. So the person tried to log in, couldn't get it. So it bounced back. I logged in. WhatsApp asked me for the second factor authentication. I provided. He asked me for the third one. I provided it. My WhatsApp came back. I now went back to the group and said, oh, so I was trying to help you guys, and the person I was trying to help, or the people I'm trying to help, are trying to attack me. So you can imagine what would have happened if second factor authentication and security measures were not in place. The same thing happens to businesses out there. When attacks come, most of them don't have what it takes to stand. So they get swept up out of their feet. Okay, before we go into security operations, I think this is where the security operations is where we're going to end today's class, and it is where the lessons for the week and the assignments for the week mostly are going to come in. Do you have any question on, we talked about basic security measures, we talked about threats and vulnerabilities, and we talked about CIA and generally cybersecurity. So the room is open for any question or contribution so far before we go into a bit of security operations center. Any question or contribution? Come on, guys. Your response is needed before we move on.
So
No questions from
I
me,
don't.
sir.
I just want to say something about
Okay.
social engineering. I think
Okay.
I've come across online that there are like a lot of different types of social engineering.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you can just like tell us some of the common types or something like that.
Anyway, in the field there, social engineering comes in different patterns. For example, someone can decide to become how do I say it, a rebel in a company, and you know, move things around without without having the right resources. Even people with the access, right access, can actually cause havoc in a system. Now, when someone calls you on the phone and tells you that there is this urgency and you need to do this, one thing is sure, for a social engineering to happen, they need you to take action. In all that you'll find, you must have to take action because what they're looking for is in you. You are with it. You are with it. When you get to what's it called, some of the core security features, you'll find out that security, most times when security is being dished out, there are three types. I think something that you know, something that you have. Now you know your password and you have a second authentication key, probably OTP. You have it, it's in your phone, they will send it to you. But the password is something you know. So most times when social engineering attacks come, they come and they request something from you. And that they're requesting from you is what that will help them to go into the next phase. Now, while we were in training recently, our senior IT colleague, he made mention of something. He said the beginning of every attack is information. And guess what? Every information anybody is looking for, at least the basic 20% information is online, is on Google. Is on Google. So the person coming to attack you, if the person is serious, would do a first recognized stage, which is gathering information. The person goes to Google and gather information about your company. Who is this guy? What does he do? What kind of phone does he use? What network does he use? How many numbers does he have? How many email addresses does he have? Um, are there online classes or online platforms that he is? Is he in Jumia? Does he buy with Jumia? Does he patronize any of these places? And now, all those answers will be coming. They are online. They can practically get them online, free of charge. Now, if the person knows that you're on Jumia, that means you have an account on Jumia. If you have an account on Jumia, that means you must have bought something from Jumia. If you must have bought something from Jumia, that means you must have used an ATM card to buy. If you must have used an ATM card to buy, that means there are more details concerning you personally inside the ATM card. You see how the tree goes in. So cybersecurity is a game of your head. What are you thinking? How smart are you? Are you smarter than the person that wants to outsmart you? So he takes time to go through the process of information gathering before he hits you. When he finishes the information gathering, he goes to the next stage, which is formulating it, designing it, constructing the bomb that he wants to use. Once he finishes constructing, the next thing is look for a loophole and send it in. Once it goes in from that loophole, it plants what is called command and control. It gets into the house and makes room, makes another doorway for it to come out so that you will not notice that somebody went in. Then when it comes out, he now starts controlling from his house. This is a basic structure of how attacks happen. And I know we are going to go more into it when we'll go into security operations and incidents response. So we have less than 7 minutes before this recording stops. So let me touch security operations center. Meanwhile, before I go into that, I think what I'm going to do is you have one assignment already, which is on the vulnerabilities. So at the end of the class, I'm going to send to the group the link to an SOC video training. It's a very basic one. All the students that have gone through the class, they go through it. So what I recommend it is it opens your eyes more into this part, cybersecurity SOC environment. Now, somebody will ask, why SOC? SOC is one of the security operations, is one of the easiest, the lowest hanging fruits into cybersecurity. Okay, so being someone that is coming in as a novice or as a beginner, cybersecurity is the best and the fastest foot you can have to go into cybersecurity career. Okay, it is, and it's very, very interesting too. So when you go through the video, I'm going to be sending it after the class, you'll find out how cybersecurity relates to other engineering or other aspects of business and security. You'll see how cybersecurity intercepts with software development guys, how it intercepts with even the HR, even the marketing, even the whole business organization. You understand where you are and where you are heading to. Okay. By the time you are done with this training, you are ready to become an intern in a security operations center. For example, if you have a security operations center around you, they can take you you can go for an internship They'll ask you basic questions. They'll ask you, why do you think you're prepared for this internship? Say you've gone through cybersecurity training, even with ISC2. By that time, you must have gone through those the remaining course, the remaining program that we have, and taking that exam. Even without passing that exam, they will also give you certification of completion of the training. The training is the more important thing. So far as you have the training, you are able to attach yourself into internship programs under cybersecurity. And from there, you find out that your journey in cybersecurity will be a successful one. So security operations and incident response in less than 3 minutes. Okay, let's hit it. I'm just going to give a brief overview of it, of what you're going to expect in the video, and we'll call it a day. So Security Operations Center, SOC, is a centralized unit that deals with security issues on an organization and technical levels. What they do is basically they are just the police. They intervene, they check whether there is issues in a company, in a system. When there's issues, they respond to it firsthand, and they will send message to everybody. And they're also responsible to ensure that businesses continues even when there is adversity. So SOC analysts, they monitor the network for suspicious activities and respond to those activities. Incident responders, these guys also manage to respond security incidents. And we also have threat hunters. These are the guys that does the reverse of what the bad guys are doing. They proactively search for vulnerabilities in system. So inside the SOC environment, there is so much you can be. You can become a threat hunter. You can become a SOC analyst. You can become a penetration tester. You can become a lot of things. So by the time you go through the video, you will have a bundle of knowledge of what are the roles and job opportunities in Security Operations Center, which is what we are getting you prepared ahead of. And I believe it will be a wonderful time for us to call it a day. Like I said, the groups is already open. This Security Operations link will be shared in the group, so you keep yourself busy within the week. There are exams too. There are classwork, no exams in the video. You have to ensure to finish it within a week. If you don't finish it in a week, it's going to affect the remaining assignments or the remaining program within the week. So ensure you bring out time. If you do 2 hours every day, 1 hour every day, or just make sure that you have time to finish the program, to finish the video in this coming week, and answer some of the basic questions that they kept there. If you have issues, you relate back to me on the WhatsApp group, and I will assist you on how to go ahead on it. So thank you very much, guys. I believe we'll come to the end of today's class, which is the first class. If you have any comment, contribution, or anything to say before we wrap up, kindly say. Doctor, you want to say something?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? So
yes.
I just thank. Yes, I want to use the opportunity to thank Mr. Brian for putting up this. You agree with me that the value you are going to get in this training is really, really immense. And I will tell you that all you need to do is just to put up efforts to learn this. And the sky is just your starting point. Because cybersecurity is the in thing now, is the application that you can leverage in any organization. There's no organization that doesn't need a cybersecurity personnel for them to secure their network. And now that you have started learning it, as he said, SOC is the place where you start. And once you start there, you begin to learn other things. If you are not good with technical aspects, you can go into GLC and every other thing. So, but once you start, you need to understand the network first. The vulnerability, especially CIA triad, is very important. So all the material he's giving to you, make sure that you go through them and do your assignment, submit them. By the time you come next week, you see that you must have added so much to what you already know. So that's just what I want to say. I want to thank you once again for putting up this together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are just on time because we have less than seconds to log out. Thank you very much, guys. The WhatsApp is open. If you have any information, you could drop there. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.